One of the features I love about Canvas is the accessibility that it has so that you can provide accommodations for all sorts of different students. We're going to talk about how to make quizzes and record your voice so that students can listen to you read the quiz if they are a struggling reader. So let's look at this 5th grade quiz on media balance. And I'm going to view it as a student. So in the quiz, I have the warm-up, the lesson, and then when students have completed all that, they are ready to take the quiz. I have required an access code for this quiz. I do that so that students can't just tell their classmates answers, or the kids who are absent don't just take it at home without watching the video first. I make sure that I am limiting who can get into it. And after I finish a class, I'll reset the access code to a different one so that the students can't just tell their friends in the next class what the access code is. All right, so now that I've put in the access code, when I scroll down again, I can see the questions. So this is an audio file that is going to read the question and answer choices.
Media includes all the ways that large groups of people get and share information. Therefore, media includes A. Only digital sources like television and internet. B. Only non-digital sources like books and magazines. C. Both digital and non-digital sources.
So your students that need that extra support are going to be able to listen to it. They can listen to it repeatedly. And the students that don't need the support will just end up reading it on their own and answering the questions. So it's just a really nice feature. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that when you create the quiz, you can't have it randomize the answers, because then when it reads them, you won't have your answers in order. All right, once you have answered all the questions, that submit quiz button turns blue instead of gray, and the students can turn in their quiz. And they can see their score. Now, I have it set up that they can take the quiz up to 3 times. So I encourage the students to look through and see what they missed. And if they missed something, there'll be a little flag here that says incorrect. It doesn't tell them what the answer is, it just shows what they marked and that it's incorrect. So if they wanted to take the quiz again because they did not get 5 out of 5, they have 2 more tries. They can hit take the quiz again, put in the access code again, and then retake the quiz. All right, I'm going to leave student view. And let's talk about how to make a quiz like this. So I'm going back to modules, and I'll just add something at the bottom here at the end of the 4th 9 weeks. So I want it to be a quiz, create quiz, and we're going to call it EdTech Day Quiz. All right, so let's go into that quiz, and I need to edit it. This is where your quiz instructions go. This is where I typed out all my instructions, and I embedded the lesson video, and I included links to other things that I wanted the kids to do. So maybe you just want a step-by-step here. Step 1, try again. You may have 3 tries. Okay, we'll pretend that's good enough. After you have done the after you've done the instructions, you want to go through the different features here. So we do want a graded quiz for this one, but there are some other options. I want it to be in my assignments. Sync to Skyward. The Facebook groups that I belong to for Learning Canvas, this is kind of a wonky feature. So you can try it, but it may not sync correctly. You may have to manually put them in. Shuffle answers you do not want to do if you are reading the questions out loud. Time limit, you can put in if you want. You can allow multiple attempts. I typically do, and I typically allow 3 tries. You can keep the highest score or the latest score or the average. Most of them I generally keep the highest score, but sometimes I keep the average. Some other features, I like it to show them their quiz responses with the incorrect questions flagged. You can have that happen only after last attempt, not at all, so you could take that check mark out. I don't let students see the correct answers though till they have finished all 3 attempts, and then I'll let them see it. Because I allow them to see the correct answers, I always require an access code because I don't want somebody to show the answers to a student who's in a later class and the kid take it when I'm not even there and just copy his friend's answers. So my access codes, generally I use a simple 5-letter word, and it's just a random word. It's easy for the kids to type in, but it is hard for them to guess. So this time my word is going to be green. Just due dates and who it's assigned to if you want. I am going, I'm going to save this and then go back into editing just because I worry about my computer crashing and things like that. All right, I'm going to go back into editing because this quiz doesn't have any questions now. So I am going to make new questions. You have different types of questions you can do. So we'll just add a few different types into this quiz so you can see what they look like. All right, we'll start with the multiple choice because that's pretty common. How long has Mrs. Coppus been teaching BCIT at Trinity? Okay, the correct answer is 14 years. I've been a teacher for 22 years, but I've only been in BCIT for 14. So that changed the other ones to possible answers. If you don't need some other answer choices, you can delete them. So if I wanted to delete this one, I can click over here. I can also edit it. You can give feedback based on their answers. So if they choose this one, you could type in a comment. You don't have to do that. If you want more answer choices, you can add more. So I am going to update the question. And that one is done. It's saved now. I'm going to add another question just so we can see what we're doing. Let's try a fill in the blank question. Now, I'm going to ask a question that I would probably put as multiple choice, but I just want to show you how fill in the blank works. So, how many kids does Mrs. Coppus have? And then any possible answer you would accept goes in here. So, I would accept 4. I would accept 4. I would accept 4 kids. I would accept 3.5 because my stepson's only with us every other weekend. If there's other things I would accept, I can add those here. And then update question will save it. By the way, if you want to update any point values or things like that, that is up at the top here. So if this was worth more than 1 point, you could adjust that. Let's add another type of question. Let's do a matching question. The name of Mrs. Coppus's child to the grade they are currently in. Yes, I ended that with a preposition. We're moving on. Okay, so My kids are Connor, Cameron, Carson, and Catherine. And they are currently in 9th, 6th, 3rd, and kindergarten. If you wanted to, you could add some distractors. I am not doing that, so update question. I feel like with that much matching, it should probably be worth more points. So I'm going to edit it. And let's say it's worth 4 points. That way it'll allow some partial credit. Update. All right, so we've got a little 6-point quiz. It's only 3 questions. I'm going to save it. And I don't think I can view it as a student until I publish. So let me publish and then view it as a student. Okay, so take the quiz. We said the access code. Okay. So let's get some wrong answers. Okay, I almost forgot. We need to record for the struggling readers. So I'm going to go back into my questions and edit them. And I forgot something else important. If you're doing multiple choice and you want to be reading it, you need to name each choice so that it's easier for the kids to find. So there we go. All right, that is updated. Okay, so recording my voice. I'm going to record upload media and record. It wants to use my camera and microphone. I do need to allow both of those at the moment. Oh, there's my ceiling. That's probably better than me. Okay, I'm going to turn the webcam off. No video. Okay, so now it's just going to be an audio file. You can't see what it is that you're reading very well. So sometimes I take a screenshot and put it in another file and then put my windows side by side. I think I remember this question though. How many years has Mrs. Coppis been teaching computers at Trinity? A, 3 years. B, 8 years. C, 14 years. D, 22 years. Okay, I've hit finish. I can preview it. If I'm not happy with it, I can start over. I can give it a name. I don't have to give it a name. I can leave it as is too. And I'm going to save the media. So now we have the audio file here. I'm going to put it above the question, I think. Let's update that question. And let's view as a student again so we can see what this looks like. How many years has Mrs. Coppis been teaching computers at Trinity? Okay. A, 3 years. B, so my words do not exactly match what I said, which is why it's a good idea to either make sure you're reading off of paper that has your questions or you've taken a screenshot and put it in another app. Is this a time-consuming way to make quizzes? Yes, absolutely. If you are going to use it year after year after year, it's a really good idea though. Okay, I am going to take this quiz as a student. I'm going to get some wrong answers. So we'll get that one wrong. We'll get that one right. And we'll get this one partially right. Now, the reason that these are not in order at the moment is, okay, obviously both of them can't be kindergarten. They're not twins, but we'll go with that. Okay, so I got 4 out of 6 points. I can look and see. My first question, I said I've been teaching for 8 years. That's wrong. My second question did not get flagged, so it's correct. And my third question got flagged as a partial. So something is wrong, but some of it is also right. The quiz score is therefore a 4 out of 6. because this one was worth 1 point and I got 0 of it. And this one was worth 4 points and I got 3 of it. So only one of these answers is wrong. I can try the quiz again because I allowed a total of 3 attempts. I'm going to leave student view and show you the speed grader so you can see how it's assessed. I could scroll through students here, but the test student is the only one enrolled in the class at this time. If I had taken this multiple times, there would be a drop-down arrow here, and I would be able to see every attempt. And by clicking on the different attempts, then I could go through and see what they missed, what was correct, how much time they took, when they submitted, everything is right there. This is a new feature. Fudge Points was not there last year. That's interesting. And it looks like you can update scores that way. And you can send the kids comments if you want. This is also another new feature. You can send your comments as a video or screen capture. I hope that little intro to quizzes and voice recordings helps you to make some really effective quizzes.